Peace to the original people of the Creator. Welcome to another edition of Fresh Fire Friday with TY and Reggie. What's going on, bro?
What's up? You ready?
Oh yeah, let's do this. Hey, before we get started, these shirts that we got on, last week I was so excited to be in the presence of the God. We did this episode together last week, and I forgot to shout out Melissa Cobb for blessing us with these shirts. So there's gonna be plenty more merchandise to come, and we're gonna do a lot of giveaways, and then it's gonna be some if you want to purchase some of it. But we joined this week by Kalifani Hines. Welcome to the show, my brother.
What's going on, fam? How's everybody doing this evening?
Yeah, man, everything is good, man. All right, but without further ado, everyone out there listening, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so that you will know about these cool episodes of Fresh Fire Friday. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get this week's hot topic in. What is your Fresh Five movies of all? It could be of all time, and I know that's a big scale to choose from. But if you got to narrow it down to 5 movies that has some type of influence in your life, or however you came up with your 5, what's your Fresh 5 movies, Kalifani?
Yeah, man, oh my gosh. That was so hard to do, man. I thought the music, question was difficult, but to narrow it down to 5 movies was major, But of course, in no particular order, my 5 starts off. My first movie that I have on my list is a hood classic. I think when this movie dropped, everybody wanted to be this guy. It's New Jack City. That's just a favorite movie of mine. I think Wesley did an outstanding job playing Nino Brown, man. Everybody, he's Nino Brown. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
CMB. That's all we got, CMB. My next movie on my list is one every time it comes on, and it comes on BT a lot, I'll watch it like I'm watching it for the first time, and it's got classic lines in it that everybody remembers. It's the 5 Heartbeats. That to me, man, that's another classic. Robert Townsend did an excellent job with that movie, man. Everybody has favorite parts of that movie. My man's, every night I have to fight for my love, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, 5 Heartbeats definitely in my list. My third movie is another classic. I'm going with my man Eddie, Coming to America. Every time you watch that, you can find something different, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna make you just fall out laughing. From my man Stu falling down the stairs every month. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's just so many parts to that movie that
Stu drunk every
yeah.
drunk. He was drunk on the steps, right?
Yeah, falling down the stairs, man. Hey, man, your rent's due. You know what I'm saying? Stu falling down the steps every month. You know what I'm saying? Denzel Washington is one of my all-time favorite actors. So I had to include one of his movies on my list. And the movie that I chose was Malcolm X. Definitely awesome movie. Should have got an award for that he didn't, but awesome movie. And my last movie is another hood classic type movie. It's funny to me, man. And it had my girl Taraji in it. Baby Boy. John Singleton directed the movie. It's got its serious moments. It's got its comedic moments. Definitely, man, is one of my favorite movies that when it comes on, I can watch it for the first time like I've never seen it before. You know what I'm saying? So that's my 5, man. There were some movies that I wanted to include that was like right there, but so whenever we get to talk about honorable mentions, you know what I'm saying, I got a couple on there that but that's my 5. You know what I'm saying? So I'm eager to hear you guys 5.
Oh yeah, that's a great 5. Baby Boy, that was a good pick too, man. Because only only scene that I hate is when he stand up and there cooking breakfast in his birthday suit. That would have been the end of the movie. I would have just shot him.
Wow. That's what's up.
What you got, bro?
All right. So for my 5, I wanted to go a little bit different. Anybody that watched this segment and been following us know this segment was made and done out of love. So it's all about love. So I'm always trying to give love and give back. So what I wanted to do, instead of me picking 5, I just reached out and got 5 from people from my circle. So I can show them some love on the show and throw out there what their favorite movie is, or one of their favorite movies. So in no particular order, because we like to always give that disclaimer, I'm gonna start with the first movie. I reached out to my brother from another mother, Jermaine Brown, aka Tay Brown, and his pick was Training Day. And immediately when he said Training Day, he went with the classic line, King Kong ain't got nothing on me. We joked about this all the time, man. Denzel has so many classic movies, but this is the one that he won an Oscar on. My man Jada said I think Jada one that said he had to go bad to get an Oscar. He had to play the bad guy.
Well, he had to go crooked before he took it.
Yeah, that's a classic line from hip hop. My next one is from my mom's. She had gave me one. I asked her because I don't know if you guys know what people in your circle favorite movies are, but I was just interested to see what her take was, and she told me it's an old black and white movie called Imitation of Life. So I had to go do some research on it, and basically that movie, not that I watched it, but just looking at the overview of it, it was an old movie, and a lot of old movies that we were able to be in back in the day always depict us in a negative light. You know what I'm saying? And in this movie, the same way. It was a young black female, young black queen that she felt like she was mixed. And so she kind of leaned to the white side of her background because she felt like that's what she would get her success from. So she never really realized the queen that she was until it was too late. You know what I'm saying? So it was unfortunate, but that was her pick. Moving on, I'm gonna go with my sister. I reached out to her to see what her favorite movie was, which was interesting, which is one of mine. I wouldn't say it's in my top, but it was 300. And the reason why she liked that, I like that too. I like stuff like Spartan and so on and so forth. But she picked that because it showed how if a small group of people can get something done if they all on the same page. And they was pretty much taking the fight to the masses, if you remember how that movie went. So that's one of her favorite movies. Next, I got, this one came from Wifey. She was, and I already knew, I didn't even have to ask her, but it was The Color Purple. And I know that's a classic among a lot of people. But we used to always say this line from it, so I'm gonna throw that out there. Until you do right by me, everything you think about is gonna crumble. So I done heard that so many times over the years. So I thought that was interesting. Next, and my last pick was I reached out to my big bro Aubrey Shaw, aka Breezy, and surprisingly enough, he was like, yo, you could pick any of the Jurassic Park movies as his. He just loved anything that got anything to do with some crazy animals running around. So, I mean, I thought it was shocking enough just that he said that movie, but that was the pick that he gave me. So I told him I was gonna shout him out and put it on here. So there you go. That's my 5. Shout out to all the people that I called out. Much love. It's on you, bro.
Yeah, that was a good list, man. 300, all them movies good. The only one I really don't probably care for is Color Purple. I just always felt that just put a negative image on the black man. Another movie, you know, but it's definitely a classic. It's definitely a classic. Yeah. But I went a different route because 5 movies is hard to choose from. So I started from the 80s when I can really start understanding movies. I hit the 90s, I hit the 2000s, 2010s, and up to now. So the first one I pick is Trading Places with Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Movie probably was 100 years before its time, you know.
For sure.
Because that's how society works today. It don't matter how much education you got or how many degrees you got. Sometimes it's just an experiment. You know, we could just be part of experiments to the powers that be. The 90s, speaking of R.B. Shaw, man, just think about how many times we done sat in his apartment in the 90s, rewinding Friday over and over and over and over. It go off VCR tape, rewind it all the way back to the beginning, watch it again. You know, that's definitely, like you said, Kalifani, that's a hood classic. And in the 2000s, I think this movie came out in 2005, maybe, I Am Legend. And man, it's been a lot of times in my life where that movie resonated to me so much because it's a lot of times places I done been in the United States and in the world, I felt like I was just solo, you know, and Will Smith he did a whole movie by himself. He should have got an Oscar for that movie too. And 2010's Iron Man. I don't think, you know, that I love Marvel movies, but that one right there probably that's one of the best Marvel movies in my opinion. The first Iron Man is one of the best Marvel movies. And to end it into present time, I picked The Best Man 2. I would have picked The Best Man 1. TY, you know, that's a classic as well. So I would have picked that, but that was a good sequel to the end of that story. So what's y'all honorable mention? Before I get started, my honorable mention would have been Life with Eddie Murphy. I love Eddie Murphy, and that could have easily been in my 5, but I chose Life for the honorable mention.
I think my honorable mention was Dead Presidents. I wanted that was a movie, man, where I wanted Anthony to win. You know what I'm saying? I wanted them guys to get away with the money because it seemed like everything he was doing was just, you know, making them fall back. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to just do right, and he just kept getting it wrong. A tough blow in life, and they had this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that was my honorable mention. Dead Presidents.
I can't remember. Was that the movie when they came home from Vietnam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Lorenz Tate played in that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So before I get into my honorable mention, I just want to speak on Trading Places for a second, bro. You know, we talked about this in the past. It's just amazing how these two guys made a dollar bet and changed somebody's whole entire life. And I'm a true believer that this kind of stuff go on to this day. So like you said, that was so before its time. So that just kudos to Eddie and how far in advance his mind was thinking when other people was still, you know, in the 80s thinking on something else. But my pick, and this is coming from my big bro, Tyrone, aka Muttley Pendergrass, is The Green Mile. Yo, so yo, between him and my dad, they used to sit and just rewind that movie and rewind that movie. There's so many classic lines from that movie. you know, so many scenes after scene. So I'm not going to, you know, quote any of them, but it's so many funny lines from that movie. And the crazy thing about it is I watched it, but I didn't get into it like they did because it was so long. If you remember, that movie is like 3+ hours long. So it's like you would have to watch it in spell, you know what I'm saying? Like I was moving too much back then to just sit down and watch that for 3 hours. But I know that's one of his favorites, so I wanted to shout him out in that movie, and that would be my honorable mention on the 5.
Oh yeah, that definitely is a classic, and he know all the hooks and lines
Absolutely.
in the movie as well. All right, y'all got anything y'all want to add before we wrap this up?
Nah, I just want to say, Cal, man, thank you for coming back on, showing us love, you know, giving your 5. Like we said before, the whole purpose of doing these segments is for love, education, and respect. You know what I'm saying? I know this was one of our lighter topics. Sometimes we have a little bit more serious topics, but at the same token, we try to always be able to take and pull from each other. So I'm saying to our listeners that's listening, please go put your 5 in the comments, because I'm saying what happens is people look at those comments and they go check that stuff out. So it might be a movie like I put out, Imitation of Life. I'm quite sure none of us saw that. Somebody might want to see that and get something from that story. You know, even though we had classic movies that pretty much everybody have seen, but some of the stuff someone may not have seen. So please go put your 5 in the comments and let everybody know what you love and what you was thinking about. That's all I wanted to add, bro.
Oh yeah, that's dope, man. Yeah, make sure we need 100% participation. Well, we're gonna end this one with a quote. I'm gonna do a quote from Minister Farrakhan from a lesson that I heard years ago. He said, "History is our guide. Without a true knowledge of history, we will always be lost. We will forever be lost." So the key word in that to me is knowledge. Knowledge only means learning, gathering, and acquiring all the facts about any said topic that you want to know about. Once you did all the research and you learned everything that you can learn about a said topic, you get understanding of it yourself, a true understanding of yourself, so that you can share it with others and allow them to receive the truth that you just learned. But that's it for this week. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining. And like I said, don't forget to make sure that you hit subscribe, like, and notify so you can be a part of all these great conversations. Peace be unto you.
Peace. Later, bros.